Okay, thanks for tuning into this online course. This is called Creating an Optimal Coach-Parent Environment for an Aspiring Athlete to Thrive. The aim of this course is to raise awareness and empower parents on how their actions and behaviours can have consequences. The aim is also to create healthy cultures around the sporting world in regards to players, coach, parent dynamics. I hope by the end of the course, you'll have a better understanding on this subject and feel more empowered to create an optimal environment for your kid to do really well. We will be delving more into tennis-related discussion, but I hope you will see the crossover in relation to other sports. So hopefully there'll be some benefit if you're coming from another sport. You'll also understand how this is relevant. So I'm very privileged to be able to get a chance to speak to somebody who doesn't need much of an introduction. That's Wolfgang Thiem. So Wolfgang, thanks for joining me today and giving up your time. I really appreciate that.
Hello.
So Wolfgang is the father of ATP superstar Dominic Thiem. I feel Wolfgang's especially qualified to talk on this subject because he himself is a high performance coach in Austria and has been for many years. He's worked with a whole level of player from from beginner up to elite. And he's guided Dominic all the way through from his sort of childhood all the way through to now with him on the tour. So I think he's very qualified to speak on this subject. And I'm very excited to be talking to him about it. So now's a good time to grab your pens, your tablets, and get ready to take some notes because I'm going to hit Wolfgang with some questions. So Wolfgang, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So Wolfgang, what do you believe is an optimal amount of hours a player should spend with their coach privately versus group coaching?
I mean, of course, it depends on the age. I mean, normally when the kids started with 6 or 7 years, I think the group is really important. But I would say from 10 years up, I would also step a little bit into one-on-one, because for me, always the most important thing is to develop the technique. I mean, to give the players this tactical things, of course, also important, but please later. I mean, I would say between 10 years and 14 years, this is the time where you try to give them, the players, the shots. Okay, not to develop the game, but to give them a really solid base, and then after this, then you could start with developing the game with the shot selections, and therefore I think between 10 and 14, I would take a lot of one-on-one practices.
Okay, that's very very good to know that. So you don't have to be exact with the figures here, but just like a rough idea of how much sort of money it costs probably to take Dominic from when he started his tennis all the way up to about maybe the top 200, where he probably started to kind of earn like a more sort of secure income. So just roughly, how much do you think it probably set you back financially?
I think first of all, I mean, you cannot have a good living when you are around 200. I mean, it starts when you're top 100. Why? Because then you're able to play the Grand Slam tournaments main draw, and these are the tournaments where you can make money. And if you, for example, if you are 1 year in all Grand Slams main draw, you have this amount of money to cover all the travel expenses, to perhaps to pay for the coach. But this is, I think, top 100 is the cut. Going back to your question, of course, it also depends on the age. Yeah. So, but I would say until 13 or 14, it's approximately between 30 and 40,000 a year. Yeah, which costs the whole thing. I mean, if you are in a private academy, perhaps a little bit more. If you have a support from the federation, but I think the parents or the whole family has to calculate with around 30 or 40,000 euros per year. And then between 14 and 16 years, of course, it goes a little bit up. I mean, this is always when the development is good. So that means when they start playing Tennis Europe tournaments, when they start traveling. So I would say 60,000 a year with 15 or 16 years. Mm-hmm. And then if the development is good and we come to ITF juniors and they play, for example, the junior Grand Slams, they go to South America, they go to Orange Bowl. Then of course you need always a coach with you. Perhaps you need a physio, all this travel expenses. Then I would calculate with around, I would say 100,000. This max 100,000 max. Mm-hmm. And perhaps as soon as the junior career is finished, it becomes a little bit less. Yeah, because at the future tournaments, I mean, for example, in Europe.
Oh, you're back. Hello.